Hi ladies and gentlemen, good morning or good evening to everyone. Welcome to the Mainframe Guru YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss some mainframe interview questions which are asked in NAGARRO. And first question is, we have input file which contain the NAGARRO word. Okay, and from the input file I need to remove the duplicate letter. Like we have first A here, second A is available here, so these are duplicate, and I need to keep the only first duplicate letter. Like from these two R, I need to keep first R only here. So for that, we what we will do, we will define the two array. First will be for the input file, okay, and second will be for the output result. And what will we do here? We will first move the NAGARRO into the input array. Okay, like input array. This is our input array, and in this in this I have moved the NAGARRO, and then in my output resultant array, what we will do here, we will move the first letter from the input to the output resultant array. Okay, then we will check second letter with the first that we have moved into the resultant table. So it is not available, so we will move it into next subscript and next cell, you can say. And then we will check G, whether G is available in first cell or second cell of the output resultant array. It is not available, so we will write here it. And then we will check A, whether A is available here at first cell. No, at second cell it is available, so we will not write this. And then we will check the R, whether R is available here available, it here available. So it is not available, so we will write R. Then we will check the next R, so it will check with all the cell here. It will see yes, it is available, then we will not write this. And then we will check O with all the cell of the output resultant array. It is not available, then we will write it into the output array. And so we can finally write that array into the output file. And our means our word will have only the unique letter. So this is the answer. Using a two array, we can remove the duplicate from the word. When will Second question is, when will you pass the value in host variable name? Okay, like we have SQL, means exact SQL, and we have declare here employee cursor for this select statement. Okay, and this is our host variable. So when will you pass the value into the host variable? So you need to pass the value before before opening the cursor, so that do after open our all the resultant data will come based on this where clause. So before opening, this should have the value, means host variable name should have the value, otherwise it will take the by default value. Okay. And our third question is, write a SQL query for this. Like we have first one input table here. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to generate one table which will be like this: employee name, manager name. So what here happening, like there is a 9001, so its manager ID is the 9004. It has also the 9004, it has also the 9004. So what we need to do, for the employee ID we need to write the manager name. So means if you will see here, this is the manager and it has no manager ID. So if you will see it here, it has also no manager ID. So 9004 John. So first there should be John, and there like 9004 manager is Gabe. So you need to write the Gabe in front of this. Same for the 9002 Barry. So it will be also have Gabe, same manager ID, and same for 9003. It has also same manager ID. And then in 9004 you need not to write into the output table. So for the next record is 9005, it has 9006, so you will need to write the team. So like we have the Harry, and then you need to write the manager ID, manager name here, team. So for that we have to use the alias. Like first alias is E1 and second is E2. So for that we need to fetch the select E1 name, E2 name. The E name, first name will be the, from the E1 alias, and second name will be from the E2 alias. From the employee E1 and employee E2, we are using here the union for the alias. Okay, like we are first using the E1 and then we are using the E2. So for for this, like we are here in the where clause, we are checking whether employee manager ID means in the first table, if it is blank, you do not need to write these into the table. And okay, if you will do this, so what will happen if you will write till this? So it will write John, then it will write Barry, Lake, Gabe, but it will be repeatable. And after this, in E1, so E1 manager ID, you need to check with the E2 employee ID. So like it will check with this. First it will check with the 900. No, it is not matching. Then it will check 9002. It is not matching. It is not matching. And then at the 9004 it is matched. So what it will do? It will pick this E2 name, because pointer is here based on the condition in the E2. So it will write this Gabe and John. Same for the Barry and John. Barry or Gabe. Same for the Lake, and like say Harry, we Harry, it will check the 9006 with every employee code. So in the last it will be match, so it will write the Tim in front of the Harry. So this is the SQL query which we need to write for for this resultant table. And next question, how would you know the number of record present in the resultant table after opening the cursor without using fetch, without using the fetch statement? So like using the fetch we can know like how many record are there in the resultant table. So like you will increase the counter one by one after reading. But whether there is something exist that can tell you, like after opening the cursor, how many records are present into your resultant table. So there is one copybook, you have heard this, SQLCA, SQL communication area. So in the communication area, you have surely seen the SQL code. Okay, SQL code, and you must have seen the SQL message. Okay, so in that copybook, it will also it is also contain the SQL ERRD. So this will contain the number of record. I mean, how many number of records are present into the table after opening the cursor. And you can, like you are updating the table, and how many number of records are updated after running the query. So it will also tell you the number of record updated. Okay, so its answer is the SQL ERRD available into the SQL CA copybook. Next question is, like we have the 88 variable here. Okay, it contain the pass, it contain the fail. So we have moved the fail to the WS status, and we have used the evaluate. In the evaluate we are checking WS status, means what is the evaluate status, what is the WS status currently. So here it will it will throw the compilation error. Why it will throw the compilation error? Because we have ended the evaluate statement using the terminator. We have used the here dot. Okay, so it will terminate that. And we will see the and evaluate, which has not the evaluate start. So it will throw the compilation error. You will receive the 12 written code. Okay. And next question is, like we have the Nagarro in the WS text, and its length is 10, and you have the index 9 of 2 value 0, and in the array, like sorry, in the perform you are varying the index from the length of the WS text by -1. So it, what is the length of this WS text by -1? Like you have the Nagarro, so its length is the, you if you see here, it is, its length is 10, so it will be 10 minus 1, so it will be 9. So here it will check WS text. So what will be value here? 9 comma 1 not equal to, space. Okay. So here Nagarro contain into this. So how it is contained? Nagarro, like Nagarro O. So its length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there is 3 space in the last. So it will check, first it will pick this, okay, ninth index. Then it will check it, yes, it is contains, it is contains space, so it is false. Okay, false. So it will decrease the index by -1, by -1. Sorry, it is by -1. You first, it will check the 10th, it will check the 10 with this, and then it will do the 9. Okay, first it will be the 10, then it will decrease to 9, then it will check the 9 comma 9 colon 1, then it will check with the space, no, yes, it is also, it will be also false with the 9. Then it will check the 8, it will check the 8, like it will decrease by -1, so it will check 8 colon 1, means it will check the eighth letter from this WS text, so it is also space, so it is also false. Then it will check the O is located at the 7th position, so it will check 7, means it will check the 7 1 not equal to space. Yes, it is true. So it's, we have the value O, so it is true. So our index will have the value 7. Okay, so its answer is the 7. Like we have the 7 answer. Means we will have the value of index 7 only here. Like after becoming this true, like it will become true at the 7, means 7 letter will contain the O. If you will check here, 3 letter will also exist, so those are the space. At the 7th position you have O, mean not equal to O, so it is true. Then it will throw the, means then it, we have the IDX value is 7, so it will display the IDX values as 7. And the next question is, when will we receive SQL code -811? You must have seen this kind of statement, like you, there is sub select in this set clause of an update statement is a table or more than one row. Means you are fetching the more than one row, or you have like sub query that is fetching the more than one value. So like you have written the select query in the program, and it is retrieving more than one row at a time. So our program append with the -811 SQL code. So to handle this, we should have used the cursor. So its answer is -811. Why we receive? Because our query has the more than one record at a time, and it, we can't handle it, means more than one record, without using the cursor. And what is the life cycle of a cursor? Life cycle of a cursor will be same like a file operation. First, like we declare the cursor, then we open the cursor, then we fetch the data or update the data or insert the data, and then we close the cursor. And what is the use of withhold in the cursor? Like if we do not use the withhold, we will have the withhold option. Without hold option. So if the cursor is declared with the without hold, so it is closed at commit. It is closed at commit means all lock release and cursor is closed. Means our cursor will be closed automatically if we are using the without hold. Okay, and if our cursor is declared with the hold option, so what will happen? It will prevent the cursor from being closed at commit. Like you have committed the record, so it will prevent the cursor to close at the time of commit as well, and cursor will remain open and position on the current row in the cursor at the time of commit. So its answer is means if we will use the withhold option, our cursor will open remain open at the time of at the time of commit statement. Okay, and next question is, what is a bind process? Like we have the dbrm which contain the sql statement, and how it generate sql statement, that the db2 precompiler has extracted from the application program. What is application program? It is COBOL plus db2 program. And in the bind process, the SQL statement in DBRM are put into an operational form by being translated it into the control structure that DB2 use when it run SQL statement. The resultant material can be made into a package or it can be placed straight into an application plan. And this whole process we call as a binding, means the binding the DBRM. Thank you guys. That's all from my side. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. If you have any question or any doubt, please write that down into the below comment box.